everybody, welcome back. Today is the day we are going to start actually making our scarf. You are not going to see me today because I am going to just be showing you what should be going on with your hands while we are doing the scarf. So I got some Starbella Flash, nice and dark, so hopefully it will show up for you guys as we are stitching. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take your yarn out from the end. You always want to work from the end on these instead of the outside. If you see an outside piece, just ignore that. And all you have to do is kind of dig into the middle and you will find where your start is. And then just go ahead and pull that out. I like to pull a nice amount out so that I don't have to keep going back and doing it. So what you want to do once you have it pulled out is go back and start opening up that webbing. Excuse me. Start opening up that webbing that forms as you pull these pieces apart. This sometimes feels like it's slowing you down a little bit, but go ahead and do a nice amount to start with in the beginning and just kind of give that a good stretch so that it opens it up. It's going to save you a lot of time as you come to knit. And again, the more you pull out usually, the less times you have to stop. As you're pulling it out, one thing that you will notice as you get towards the ball of your yarn, towards the skein here, you will see that it kind of tangles some, or not tangles, I'm sorry, twists. All you have to do is just hold on to that yarn and give your skein a little roll here, and it will untwist. You want to make sure that you keep doing that, otherwise you're going to end up with this really tight twist at the bottom when you reach there. Okay, so here's where we are going to start to knit. A couple things you need to know. This, my goodness, this edge right here is the bottom. Okay, so when we are talking, if you have a finished edge like this, I'm using a flash Starbella, so it has this little bit of bling, glittery stuff in it here. But if you aren't using flash, then you will also see your finished edge. It's typically much thicker on the other kinds of Starbella. This is your top, and what we are simply going to do is we're going to be stitching across this open row across the top. So if you bring your fingers all the way across, you'll start to see a line of these circles going straight across. We are not skipping any. We are literally going in one and then the very next, again and again. Okay? So once you have it opened, turn your yarn so that the end of it is in your right hand. And then leave a good inch or two hanging off of the bottom. Go ahead and grab your needle, and what you're going to do here is go through the hole one time. Now here we found that I found the magic number with making these scarves is 8. So you're going to cast on or pick up 8 of these circles. So here we go. This is 1, 2, and we're just going right over top and in through that hole. See how I'm just going 3. Next one, I'm using my thumb to kind of guide, and that also helps to pop that hole open as we go. 4. Sometimes you get a little twist, so you gotta work that out. 4, 5, 6, see what I'm doing? 7, my dog's making noise in the background, and 8. Okay, that's it. I like to go back through and double check that I picked up the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is in my right hand. From here, I'm simply going to turn my needle and put it into my left hand. So knobs are always facing your body. This is called your work as you're building. So you really want to be holding your work all the time in your left hand. It's going to transfer from one side to the other, and then you're just going to keep flipping it and flipping it back to the other hand, and I'll walk you through what that means. Okay, so we've got our 8 on here. We've put it into our left hand. So now we are going to start to knit. Go ahead and make sure that your ball of yarn is to the right, and you have that sitting here ready to go, and you have your work in the left. What you're going to do is a knit stitch. So a knit stitch is going in through this hole. We are actually, let me move this nice and close. We're going to go right in this hole that we've already picked up here. So if you look and see that stitch right here, this nice circle, we're going through that circle and behind it. So now we've made an X. We're going to grab that yarn that's hanging down, open up the very next hole, the very next complete hole. So you don't want to go through a hole that's already been gone through. See how this one here is not a complete hole because our needle is through it? You want to go through the very next open hole, and you're going to go to that. We formed an X with our needles, and you're going to go to the one that you went in behind. Okay, so the behind the X, and we're going to pull that over, and then this is called the knit stitch. You're going to pull your second needle back, leave, and come through the front and take it off the needle. Okay, watch that again. Come in through the back, grab your next full circle or hole, pull it over, and then this comes through the back and goes over the top and pulls it right off the needle. Okay, so you're going to do that for your first 8. And remember, guys, this is a video. Pause me, go back, see what I'm doing, ask me questions on here and say, what in the world did you just do? I don't understand. And do know that casting on these first 8 are the hardest. Once you get through these 8, your stitches will be much tighter and they won't want to slide as much as these ones want to in the very beginning. I find it helpful to kind of tug on them if I can't see the circle. I pull it down a little bit and then I watch for that nice stitch there to be formed, that nice hole for me to be able to go right through. So go ahead and get your first 8 done. And what you'll see happening is right now I've got 2 stitches remaining on here, and I've got the other 6 over on this side. So 2 waiting over here and 6 over here. I'm going to go in again, cross it in the back, grab that circle, pull it over, take it off the needle and off. Now when you get to your very last one, there's no trick, there's no anything extra that's going on here. Pull it over, you're going to take it off and off. And what that does is give us a completely empty needle again, all of our work in our right, and we're simply going to switch hands and start over. Now these holes are much easier to see now. They're very easy on there. They're nice and tight, and going back through them, making that X, grabbing the next loop, pulling it over, and walking our needle off through the top and off. Okay? And that's it. You repeat this again and again and again. Once you start making the needles, you'll get quicker with this. It's a lot of monotonous work, so throw in a movie or do it when you need a little time break. Sometimes you get bored, so I like to have, I'm a multitasking type of person, so I like to have something to distract me in the background. All right, so just keep going. All right, so you can see that was just another 8 stitches, and flip it over and it will start to form its ruffle all on its own. So again, it's not a bad thing to stop every once in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and make sure you have 8. If you picked up an extra and you have 9, not a big deal. Stitch 2 of them together. Again, I'm going to probably post a little something here on what to do when you make a mistake or something like that, but know that you really cannot make a mistake in this scarf. It's so hard to see a mistake, and it's very easy to fix it. So I'm going to pause this for a minute, and I'm going to do a couple stitches here and get it a little bit longer and show you what it should look like, okay? Be right back. Okay guys, we're back. I went through and did a couple stitches, a couple what do I call these? A couple rows as we went through here. And you can see how this just starts to make the ruffles all on its own. So if you aren't working with flash, I know this is coming across a little bit webby, I just wanted to show you. If you're not working with flash and you're working with regular Starbella, you can see how it starts to ruffle on its own that way too. Okay. What's fun about these is 8 is what does a normal size scarf for what we're used to wearing for ourselves as you know, grown adults. But if you'd like to make one for your daughter, you can do 5. I've found 5 is the perfect number to go across there to make one for a kiddo. If you have a little bit of extra yarn left and your daughter likes to play with dolls, I make little ones for her American Girl doll so she can put it around and they have little matching scarves when they go do something. So when they're off on their big adventure. So Right now I've got this much done. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go do something else. So remember we talked about these fun little coily things. So right now you're just gonna put that towards the tip of your needle, give it a wrap around, and your work is now safe. It can't slip off of the needle. The light's going funny there. So you should be good. It can't go off of this end, and it can't slide off of this end. So that's why I'm such a big fan of these. You can now throw this in your knitting bag if you've succumbed to knitters and given in and bought a bag just for your yarn, like I have. Or you can just set it down somewhere and know that when you pick it up, it will be nice and safe. So you just kind of keep going. It's up to you how long you want your scarf to be. I always like mine to come to the top of my waistband so that I can kind of give it a little knot around my neck. If you want it shorter, make it shorter. I know when I make my daughter's one with just 5 stitches across, I can get 2 out of one skein of yarn. So I can make one for her and a friend, or if you have more than one daughter, then you can get 2 out of a skein. So my daughter is 5 years old, so it all depends on, I guess, how big your kiddo is, depending on what size scarf you will make for them. All right, so I'm going to pause this, let you guys work for a bit, and eventually here I will do a how to finish your scarf final video. All right, happy knitting. I look forward to any questions or comments that you have. See you soon. Bye.